So we are going to start our first lesson regarding the SI units, the units we are going to use in physics. For example, I'm mentioning 10 right there. 10 what? At the final answer. I didn't get what you are talking about. So I need to use a unit to know what you are referring to in your answer. For example, 10 kilograms, so that I would know that you are talking about mass. If you mention 10 seconds, so that I would know that you are talking about time. So that's the important if using the units in physics. Not any unit, you are using the SI units, which is the International System of Units, the standard units. After that, we are gonna go to the SI units that we have. We have a table having them, which they are 7 units. We call them the big 7. Also, all of them are base units, and we are gonna know what is the difference between the base units and the derived units. The big 7 right there, we are gonna, for example, you're gonna ask yourself, can I use in length, can I use kilometer? No, it would be a wrong answer at the end. You need to convert kilometers into meters. Can I use gram instead of kilograms? Nope, your answer would be wrong. You need to convert grams to kilograms to be able to solve any question that you're gonna have in the exam and get a right answer at the end. And time, we got seconds. Electric current, we got ampere. Temperature, Kelvin. Amount of substance, moles. Intensity of light, candela. And those are the symbols of them: mkgs, A for ampere, K mole, C D. We have two types right there of units. The first one is the base units, and the second one, as we mentioned, the derived units. Here they are: base units and derived units. What is the difference between both of them? Okay, the first one, base units, are the big 7 that we mentioned already. So any unit right there, like seconds, meters, kilograms, can be considered as a base unit, one only. So meter is a base unit, second is a base unit, kilogram is a base unit. All of them are base units. What about derived unit? Any multiplication or division that gonna happen between two quantities in the big 7, we can mention them as derived units. So for example, let's see what we can get. For velocity, we're gonna talk about velocity later and its formula. For velocity right there, what is the formula regarding velocity? Velocity equals to displacement over time. What is the unit regarding length or displacement? Meter. What is the unit regarding second time? It would be seconds. So at the end we got meter per second. This would be a derived unit because it's a combination between two quantities from the base units. For example, force. We are going to talk about it later also. Force equals to ma. Mass multiplied by acceleration. What is the unit regarding mass? kg. What is the unit regarding acceleration? Meter per second squared. At the end, you are going to get a new unit right there, which is called Newton. It can be considered also as a derived unit, not a base one. What else we can have? Acceleration, the one we mentioned already. Acceleration equals to change in velocity divided by change in time. So what is the unit regarding velocity? It's meter per second. We mentioned it already. What is the unit regarding time? It's second. So meter per second, it would lead to have meter per second squared. So this also can be considered, meter per second squared can be considered as a derived unit. So derived unit is a combination between two quantities from the base units and will lead to a new unit at the end, which is called a derived unit. Prefixes also are a very important topic that we need to mention. Kilo is K for the symbol of it, and it's 10 to the power of 3, which is 1000. So when we are mentioning 1 kilometer, how meter? It would be 1000 meter. About centi, it's 1 centimeter equals to 0.01 meter, or 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. It would be the same. Also, milli is 10 to the power of negative 3. Micro is 10 to the power of negative 6. Nano, it's 10 to the power of negative 9. Those are very important to memorize because we are going to use the conversion of them a lot in the problems. This is the symbol of micro. This is the symbol of nano. You're going to have a question in your mind how I can get the difference between micro and milli in the exam, because they are similar. So you can get this one and this one. It depends on the question that you have. You can recognize if he's talking about milli or if he's talking about meter, for example, because both of them would be m at the end.